Alrighty, that Singularity vid last night took a while to do actually. I think it took like 7 or 8 hours alone just to get it uploaded to YouTube. The total file size of the recording was like 160 gigabytes. And then I think the finished recording was like 20 gigabytes or more, maybe more like 40. It's definitely one of the larger videos I've done on this channel. But anyway, with that out of the way, we're over here on Warframe again, as usual. Yep, just back to this. And we're actually doing another build video today. I know, pretty much doing what every other Warframe YouTuber does. A lot of Warframe content seems to just be informational, and there's like the occasional meme videos. Most of my Warframe videos are just, I don't really even know how to categorize them, because I simply play the game and talk about whatever. But I wanted to make this video because it's a little bit more of a fun video actually. The build I'm going to be showing is not necessarily like a meta build or like the best build. It's one that's actually pretty fun to mess around with, and it still is decent. It can still do Steel Path content, but you know, it's not optimized to be the strongest build it possibly can be. But anyway, just starting off, Archon shards, we have a casting speed, 1 ability duration, and then 3 ability strength shards. You can definitely tune these around if you want to. You can run all ability duration if you want to. I just went with 3 strength just to like bring up the strength to actually be positive, and then casting speed is really handy as well, because Protea casts a lot, and then duration, because duration's really nice on Protea. And for this build, it is heavily duration based. Just starting off with the aura mod, corrosive projection, it's just like a nice standard aura for pretty much any frame. Then the Exilus slot, we have cunning drift. This is for a little bit more ability range, helps us to just get to a little bit even, or an even more positive range stat. Our range stat is only 139%, but that still is decent enough for our blaze artillery. It still is 41.7 meters, which is fine in pretty much most content. Then we have prime continuity, narrow-minded. On top of that, we have arcane concentration and multi-efficiency. This is a lot of duration. I think in total our duration is at 300 and was it? It's like 55. Yeah, it's 355% total duration when we actually have arcane concentration procced, which for our 2, that's going to get it to about 11 seconds roughly. But more importantly, our temporal anchor, because we're going to be using this because of the augment, it's going to get it up to about 30 seconds. I think it's about 28 or 29 seconds. Equilibrium prime flow, just it helps with energy a lot. We don't have any subsumes on this build because, well, we kind of need our shield satellites. They're really handy for survivability. We need the blaze artillery because that's a big point of the build. Dispensary is our energy gain, and then temporal, or in this case, temporal artillery we need because this is part of the build. And I guess if you wanted to subsume dispensary off and maybe throw on roar or nourish, and then one of the shards you can switch to a plus 45% energy on spawn, you could maybe do that, but in this case we're just keeping all of our basic abilities. And then we have our intensify. This is to just bring up the strength a little bit that we lose from overextended helps bring up the range that we lose from narrow-minded. Temporal artillery is part of the build for this because this is the run and gun Protea Fun. Then Archon vitality just really helps out a lot for blaze artillery. And so just doing like a basic showcase of this, we have 712 energy total, which is really nice. Protea definitely has a lot of energy, and just using 20 corrupted heavy gunners, level 210, and like with just simply throwing a turret out, it does decent damage. You'll be able to take out at least a decent portion of these enemies, or at least get, yeah, most of them, it looks like. And then heat procs, they do suffer quite a bit of heat damage from just the amount of heat procs that they're getting. I mean, they killed almost all of them with just 1 turret, not even using arcane concentration, which arcane concentration is really easy to proc because we can just throw out a grenade and then cast our artillery, and this will be able to maybe even kill all of them. There is a little bit of RNG on how many enemies the turrets hit, but this time it got all the enemies. And then of course, if we cast a turret with the passive actually procced, it will just be able to do even more work. But this right here, while this is pretty nice, this is actually not our like main build idea really, but just shows that the turrets do pretty decent damage. But whenever we start a mission, we're going to want to throw down dispensary, cast shield satellite, and then we can activate the 4 as well as a 2, and we get 28 seconds of this. Now with temporal artillery, our turret is capped to times 20, so it is a little bit weaker, but I mean, it lasts for so long now in this form that we can just, I mean, stand around a lot, and I mean, it's just going to be able to last for a while, and then we can just cancel it and activate it again. Now, whenever we want to actually cancel it, we're just going to throw out a grenade beforehand and then activate it. That's so that we can get concentration procced up. But this is pretty much the main idea of the build, really, just having a ton of duration to run around with this turret, and I mean, it still does do decent damage. I really just like this build for like exterminates, rescue, any sort of mission where I'm just simply running from point A to point B, because obviously if you were just doing like a basic defense type mission, survival, you could probably just run a build more like this one right here with roar over the 4, and I mean, just showing off this roar build really quickly. It works pretty well. Activate 3, activate shield satellites, throw another grenade, and then roar so that you can get the passive proc, and I mean, roar lasts for 78 seconds. That's still really good. Activate concentration again, and this one turret will just make light work of the enemies. But this is not the build that I was actually like wanting to show, because this is, I guess, a little bit more meta build. But I never really hear too many people talking about this run and gun Protea, so I just wanted to show this off really quickly, and I guess we'll do a mission with it. We're probably not going to be doing like a super high level mission, because I want to show it in a exterminate mission. Well, maybe I can just, I guess, go to a higher level exterminate mission. I was thinking about doing the railjack one for the Carmine Penta, since I still need that, but since this is a showcase video, we can, I guess, just show this. And then in terms of just whatever else that you have, it really does not matter. You can run whatever focus school you want to, whatever other melee weapons you want. Praetos is just pretty much what I always run. Primary and secondary change a lot on just what I'm feeling, but we don't even really need it with this build. So let's see here. I guess for a decent showcase, where can we go? I don't really know where to go for these showcases. Maybe we can just do an exterminate Tekrot or Scaldra. Yeah, I guess we'll just go with this exterminate Scaldra. We'll see how this goes. I would say this build does work out a little bit better in just lower level missions where the turret can just simply one-shot any enemy, but it will still do fine in here. But yep, we just spawn in, we'll just go ahead, activate our 3, and then we'll just hold off on actually casting our shield satellite. And we just kind of want to, you know, get to a comfortable level of energy. We don't need to be full, but, you know, about halfway is what I like to go to. In this case, we got lucky, 515, that's nice. Can activate shield satellite 4 and then 2. And with that order, we're able to actually get the 2 to have the bonus strength. And then, of course, we can still just shoot while we're doing this. Yeah, I guess another thing that you could do is you could run like AoE weapons while this is going on. Like a Carius Prime is a weapon I like a lot. However, with those types of AoE weapons, you do kind of need to run Prime sure-footed. And maybe you can make room for that on this build. You could probably get rid of Cunning Drift for it. Cunning Drift is just like a nice little bonus range. But if you need to make room for Prime sure-footed, you probably could put it over the Exilus slot. But I mean, this is doing fine right now, and I mean, Archon Vitality seriously provides a lot of bonus damage. Now, something that does sometimes happen is you'll accidentally forget to cancel the rewind, and the rewind is actually pretty darn annoying, I gotta say. In this case, I got rewinded because I didn't have my shield satellites up in time, which is fine. I mean, it's better than dying, pretty much, right? But we can activate another dispensary, activate shield satellites, activate 4, activate 2, and we're good to go again. Let's see here, can I actually find these Evervon charges again? I mean, it's always hard to do this. But as I was trying to say, if you do happen to get rewinded, it's kinda weirdly inconsistent. But I noticed that sometimes you can activate Operator or Drifter when it happens. Sometimes it doesn't let you, sometimes it does, it's weird. But at least when that happens, you don't get rewinded back all the way. I mean, your Protea does, but your Drifter doesn't. So that helps out a ton. And we're not casting grenades at all during this, but we can if we ever need to. And I guess another thing that I kind of forgot to say is that you can invert the tap and hold buttons on Protea specifically. Because currently, if you want to cancel here for, you have to hold it. The reason why I still have cancel on hold is because it does make spamming the grenades a little bit annoying. But maybe it is something that I should actually consider, because I'm not actually spamming grenades too often on Protea. Her grenades are nice, but that is a little bit more for defense types of missions. Oh, I forgot the other Effervon charge. I got distracted. That's fine though. I already have like all these arcanes. I don't even know what really the purpose of getting the Effervon charges is. I mean, I guess I could get a little bit more bonus arcane for Bosphor, but that doesn't really matter too much for me right now. And we can still activate more turrets if we ever need to. We can have up 3 at a time, which is still pretty decent. Especially if there's just like a good lane that you need to shoot down. It's really handy. And then whenever we're about to recast our 4, we just simply spam a grenade out. I do feel like Protea is probably one of the better designed frames. I feel like all of her abilities are pretty decent. I mean, Temporal Anchor is probably the worst one, but at least with the augment, it is actually pretty good. I wonder who the best designed frame is. Like the best frame with just abilities that are all around good. If we can, does this target violence? I actually don't. I mean, I think so. He's just being annoying right now. Is Poggy slowing him down? I think so. I'm still a little bit sick, but at least I don't feel like garbage anymore. It's just my nose is still a little bit runny. My voice is slowly getting better. I actually have my taste buds back. But there we go, got silence down. And I mean, this is just like a chill time. We're just simply running and gunning mostly. And I mean, this just gets even easier, of course, on lower levels. Can activate more turrets right there. My shield satellite's gone. Cast it again. I can throw down a dispensary right here since I need a little bit more energy.
That's the last of them.
And nice, we're done. Pretty simple, pretty easy. I guess this does like struggle a little bit with Overguard, but if you really need help with Overguard, you can use a weapon that's actually really good against it. I mean, a secondary with like secondary fortifier. That will do decent. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much this build. It's really simple and fun to use. I guess it can be like a little bit much to manage at times. You really just gotta keep in mind to actually cancel here for, because getting rewinded back is pretty annoying. But that's this build. I really like it. I mean, it's really fun to use, and Protea is good for pretty much all content. I guess if you want to see this build, this is like my actually main build. If I really need damage, if I'm doing defense type of missions, this is my turret build for just when I'm like simply roaming around and exterminate or capture or rescue and so on. And then this is just like a grenade build if I were to actually use grenades. I don't really end up using this too much. It's most of the time turret or the roar build. But I just wanted to show this build off because I think it's actually pretty fun, and I don't hear too many people talking about it. And I mean, arcane concentration has been just seriously such a good arcane in general. I've used it on so many frames at this point. I mean, it's a free primed continuity plus a little extra. Like, that's really nice. But anyway, I think that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you want to see like any other fun build video ideas. I do really I mean, Warframe really gets the think tank going for builds. I'm always just trying to look for hidden synergies or almost like secret metas, which is kind of hard to do actually, but it still is fun to try. Anyway, I'll see you all in whatever I do next.